Alright. I think I've done the thing that I'm supposed to do. Good afternoon, my friends. It is Wednesday, and I am incredibly tired, and it's great. We're doing great. Honestly, we're doing fantastic. I don't know. I haven't been sleeping well the last week or so, just because of everything that's been going on. All good things going on, but stressed about life and just wanting to get an answer back about potential apartments and things like that. And the weather has been very unkind. My body has not appreciated it. But we're doing real good. A national nap time? Listen, as somebody who doesn't do naps, I would still vote yes on that. Just a time where Like, we all just either take a nap or just sit in the quiet, like in a quiet, dark room, and just have a good moment to relax and rest. Super here for that. Yes, please. Yes, please. Hi, Smiley. I did go live early. I was sitting around and was like, you know, I'm gonna just be playing video games anyway until I actually stream. And I'm tired enough now that, like, maybe I should just start streaming so that I can end when I'm just done. When I have decided that I am too tired to stream. As opposed to waiting until I get too tired to stream to try and go live. Yeah, so I was gonna do some more Dying Light because I've been having a lot of fun with that, but that sounds like a lot of brain power that I don't have, and I have been playing a lot of Isaac in my spare time, so we're gonna play some Binding of Isaac today, and maybe switch to some other things if we want. I do have the Slay the Princess demo downloaded, but I might do that on Friday, but I'm very much looking forward to that. That game looks dope. I also just love Black Tabby games. Scarlet Hollow, top tier. So excited to have them be making another game while they're still finishing up Scarlet Hollow. Finding a Princess Slayer. Look, I would play it. Listen, I'd play it. But no. Yeah, so we might check that out today. If not, we'll do Slay the Princess on Friday. So it might just be some, like, Isaac, maybe some Nuclear Throne, maybe just Isaac. We'll see. We'll really just kind of see what happens. But yeah, how's everyone doing? How are y'all? How are my friends today? I don't know. I think, like, a lot of the tiredness, like I said, is just coming from the fact that, like, I haven't been sleeping super well. But also, like, it's real gloomy today. It's super hot. But my window AC is perfect at making everything tolerable and wonderful. But it's, like, super hot outside, but it's really gloomy. And so I'm just, like, it's just a good day to lay around and not do anything. Are we all just super sleepy? Alright, everyone, if you're working, if you are at work, if you've got appointments that you have to do today, they're all canceled. And if anybody asks why, it's because I told you that they're canceled. And we're all just gonna collectively just have a good rest for the rest of the day. Okay? Yeah, it's a bit of a sleepy day. You can tell everyone that is important in your life that you're not doing anything anymore today because Kaysh said so, and I demand that we all just rest. Rip it and rip it. 24 coffee mugs you bought from an estate sale. We love it when people have very good tastes in mugs. All of my mugs are washed, but I just decided to go with my silly little cup today. Just a regular cup and a soda. If you're up for sharing at some point, I would love to see pictures of your mugs. Allie.
22222222.
22222222. 22 months coming from Odd Moose. Thank you, Allie. Also, Luna, welcome in. How are y'all doing? This looks like a chug splash. It's just a silly little stemless wine glass that has my blueberry flavored water in it. Because I drink so much dang water that I need it to be flavored, otherwise I get bored with it. And then I don't hydrate. But no, Allie! Hi, I love you. Thank you for the 22 months, friend. How are you? Are you still at work right now? Are you working? I do have Gatorade Mios, right? I have... Which ones do I have? I have, like, the Crystal Light ones. Yeah, got it. These are the flavors that I have right now. We got the blueberry raspberry and a blackberry lemonade. Crystal Light. You should sponsor me. I drink your stuff all the time. Taking a playing with baby break. It's a good break. Tell BB I said hello. Yeah, like, I like regular water. Unlike some people, I do like regular water. But I drink so much dang water in a single day that, like, I need to have something else. Like, I need it to be flavored, otherwise I will get bored of the regular flavor of water, and then I won't hydrate, and then I'll be miserable for a number of days because I'm dehydrated. And that's not fun. Hey, reminder to also drink some water, please. If you haven't hydrated recently, do a hydrate. Yeah, okay, I'm glad other people also relate to this. I don't know, it's just like, I need like a little variety in the things that I'm drinking, but I don't want to drink a whole bunch of other garbage. Like, I have my single soda a day, maybe 2 sodas a day. We'll see. This is my first one today. But it's like I have my soda and then it's water the rest of the time. That's a good label though. That's a great way to like remind yourself to hydrate though. I usually, like, I've got a mini fridge right behind me, so I can, like, easily access my water and keep it cold, because I also need my water to be cold. Very picky. Ooh, like, what kind of iced teas? Like, what flavors of iced tea? I have a bunch of, like, herbal teas sitting around that I need to just kind of, like, shove in some of the gallon jugs that I have. It's a good idea. I should do that. Brit! Go drink some water! Holy shit! 36 hours is too long! Green tea and hibiscus tea? Hibiscus, please. Delicious. Alright. Travis, thank you for the contribution to the tattoo stream. Bud! Right? Drink some water! I need... Again, if y'all haven't hydrated recently, please drink some water. For me? For me? Luna, thank you for the contribution as well, friend. And Smiley? Y'all just want to watch me tattoo myself. I get it. I understand. I don't want to watch me tattoo myself, but I would like to tattoo myself. Arcade, thank you as well. I am very excited for the silly little medieval art boys I'm gonna put on my body. Right on my leg. It's gonna be great. And Allie, thank you for the contribution as well. Y'all, do I want to deal with a butt bomb? No, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Sylvie! Hi! Hello, friend. How are my pals doing? Yeah, everyone's here. How's it going? How are we? Travis, please. I like raisins, but I like my friends to not be raisins. I'm doing a bad job here. Oh, I'm sorry that you're not feeling good. Allie, thank you. Reminder that I do have a Ko-Fi coffee? Ko-Fi? Whatever. One of those things up, as well as a thrown gift list. Wish, what? Sorry, there was a gnat, and then I forgot how to words. Wish list is the word I was trying to say. Got stuff up there for apartments. Any and all money that I'm making right now. Listen here, sassy pants. Smiley has been being so sassy to me today. I don't know how to do anything anymore. This is what I work with. Do you see the kind of working conditions I am living in? Living with? Existing with? I love it. It's perfect. Never change. But yeah, there's all that if you feel like supporting me. Any and all money that I'm making for streaming right now is going towards apartments and stuff like that. So hey, you be helping your girl get out. I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's fine. Yeah, as I said, I am very tired today, and so we're just kind of like existing and playing some video games until I'm too tired to stream anymore. But I did want to stream and say hi, and you know, be with my friends. It's true, gotta get me out. Look, I'm very proud of myself. I have enough saved up for a deposit, and I want the item that this buddy is gonna give me. And like, I've got a lot of the things that I need for an apartment, but there's still a lot that I need, and you know, we're gonna get there. It's gonna be great. Gonna get into a better place where I can do all the things that I want to do. Okay, can you go? Baby Plum, can you leave? Hey Plum? I'm gonna die. That's fine. But yeah, we're doing it. We're getting it, and it's gonna be great. And then I won't have to deal with other people in my house unless I want them there, and that's kind of nice. I don't know. Yeah. No, I'm very excited about it. I need literally any of the places that I've applied to get back to me. Even to just tell me no. Just get back to me. This is a problem. It's fine. Everything is fine. But that is also one reason why my schedule is gonna be super wacky and weird, is because I'm just sort of playing things by ear while I wait for responses about a living situation. But I like having something of a schedule because that is helpful for me. But yeah. Okay, what does this do? Useless. Horrible. Hate it. Bad rune effect. Also, there's just too many buddies in here. Okay. This is fine. How's everyone's week gone so far? We're halfway through, and that's exciting. You're doing it. You're getting through it. There's a lot of stuff here. I want to, for Isaac plans, I want to try and do some of the alternate path stuff. I got really close to finishing it last night, and then I died. But that is the plan right now. To get through and check out some of the paths that I've not taken before. I really like this game, but I'm very bad at it. And also, Ed keeps adding things to it and making it even more difficult and more horrible. And I love it, but I hate it, but I love it. You know how it is. I don't want that one either. I don't want any of the things that the game is giving me right now. Consider... Game. Good job! I'm proud of you. Reminder to other people, if you haven't taken your meds, you should take your meds as well. But good, I'm glad you got some water. And a mango? Excuse me. Ugh. Ugh. I'm also ready for the pollen count to go down because this is ridiculous. Allergies are so bad this year. You know what? Sometimes you just need to not do anything at work, and that's okay. I'm glad that you have remembered to take them. Can you not? My guy. Did I do it? I've done it. And I am almost dead. Love that. Let's do it. We're gonna die and then we're gonna come back as Dark Judas. Which is unfortunate. This changes my character entirely, doesn't it? That is a bit of a problem. No, that's fine. This is fine. We can still do the alt path with him. It's just gonna be scarier, is all. Please, 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 please. If I could find a shop, that would be really nice. Please? Great. Great. We're doing great. Do appreciate that this is... the white flame is as close to the mirror as it is. I'm still a little concerned about everything, though. The likelihood of me dying is very great. And it's very difficult to see what's happening at any given time. Okay, let's grab that. Let's get this. Turns pickups into blue flies or spiders. Doubles your current blue flies and spiders. Spawns one blue fly or spider when you don't have any. It's a 2 charge. I don't know that I want that. I'm gonna take it. I might as well. Right. Some item is better than no item. Okay. No. Please, please don't. No spawning behind me. I want this. That gives us an extra heart. My god, are we horrific looking? I like this item though, because occasionally you will produce some rainbow poops, which is awesome, because those will fully heal you. Please. Okay. Let's do the alt path. We gotta go get the knife piece from the mirror is what's happening here. It's what we need to do. I kinda want these. I can wait though. It's fine. Go there. No. Please? Can you kill the ghost? Thank you. Where am I going? Over here. No! So when you play as that buddy, you die in a single hit, and it's tragic and horrible. Nothing about it is good. But to get an item that can make it so that you can take a single hit in that area, you have to, like, donate 800 and some coins. In greed mode. And greed mode is the worst. I love this game, and I will talk shit about it all day. I will continue to tell you that this game is absolute trash, and then continue to play it. Because that's who I am as a person. I don't really want... Kinda want Sharp Key? Not that I'll get any money for it. It's fine. We didn't want to do anything, have anything nice anyway. It's fine. Actually, no, that's not going to be enough coins, but that is a nice find. Happy with that. I also like playing as Azazel because I can just fly over everything. I don't have to worry about traps on the floor. I don't have to deal with any of the nonsense. I can just get in there and go. I was a bit short on time for that. That's okay. I don't have a key. There are no keys here. That's a bit of a problem. I really don't have to go into Downpour until... Oh, you're right, there wasn't anything here. I don't really have to go to Downpour until the second level. But... it's still sad when I can't just get there. It's fine, we'll do it next time. Let's go! Not a problem. We have a key now, so I can get the treasure room. Didn't need to do that. What is this? What do the Rotten Hearts do? Nothing, because I don't have a soul container, or a heart. I don't want host hat. Actually, it is blast resistance, so bombs won't hurt me. That's exciting. I like it when I can't get hurt by bombs. Host hat just doesn't do much outside of that. It's supposed to, like, pop up and shoot enemies every so often, but he, like, never does it. Because he's horrible. Okay, does seem like there's another key in here, which is wonderful. Where is key? There is key. Not the gurglings. Oh, I missed. This is fine. We're doing great, actually. I want it. I want the pentagram. I don't have it. I have enough hearts, technically, but I have enough hearts to get me killed. So, not gonna do that. That's gonna be a no for me. Thank you. Alright, can we... Also, hold on. Just realized the game looks incredibly quiet. I'm gonna turn it up just a smidge. There we go. Yeah, I like that better. Alright, where are the things that I want? Sounds That's pretty good for balance? Great. Perfect. Perfect. Increase knockback. Give me that. Okay, there's our mirror room. It's always hard to gauge, like, how it actually sounds for you guys compared to how it sounds for me. You? Just gonna... Okay. Alright, that's fine. I just really like the music in this game, and I want y'all to be able to hear it. Can we do this? I don't have any more keys, which is a little bit of a problem. Yikes. It's not, Travis, please. Why are you like this? I didn't mean to do that. I want to know where the treasure room is. Which isn't gonna help me because I don't have a key. Fuck. Okay, this is a little bit of an issue. Friendship was the real key. Ow! It's fine, we got one. It's perfect. Lusty blood, please! Okay, we are going here, all the way to the mirror, and then back again. Kind of hoping that that would drop some blue hearts for me. Oh, oh, that was scary. Okay, great, great. No! Did it bad again. I think we do a couple of greed mode runs. Just to do something a little different. Again, I really like this game, but I am incredibly bad at it. More tears and shot speed up. Nice. Would like that. I want this heart, please. And a bomb? Couple of bombs, maybe? Okay. This is fine. Easy peasy. Not even worried. Okay. Please, consider... Maybe streaming greed mode is, like, the best, because then I can just whine about how bad it is with other people, as opposed to suffering through it alone. Consider... Spiders, please. Everything is so wiggly! It's too many guys to keep track of. Judas, please. Okay, we did at least heal up, so I'm not quite as in danger as I was. Come on, Monstro. Who's next? Okay, that's fine. I can work with this. Probably. That's incredibly rude and I hate that. That's a bad worm. Magic 8 Ball. What did you give me? Justice.
Justice.
You know what? That's a pretty good haul. It's true. It's true. It couldn't do it. I don't appreciate the fact that I can't see what any of these items are. I don't need them. Damage up, but shot speed down. Okay, but that is a lot of damage. I need items that increase my shot speed, please. And I need to not get shot. These are so slow. This is ridiculous. Okay. I realized that taking this item was a mistake. As nice as the damage is, it's not really worth how slow it is. Hi, Trio. It's going good. We're binding that Isaac. Isaac is miserable and sad. It's great. I mean, Isaac's not enjoying it very much, but I am. How's it going, friend? How are you doing? Whee! Maybe consider taking out some... It's true. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Oh, piss. Oh, fuck. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. No! Don't touch me! Don't touch me either! Okay, okay. That is a whole mood? Sorry that you slept funky, though, last night. That's not fun. Are you worth it? No! No, you were not! Neither were you! Oh, mistakes were made. I didn't... Oh! Okay, maybe they weren't as bad as I thought they were. I probably shouldn't have taken that, though. Oh, my luck is real bad. Gotta find him and beat him up. That's unacceptable. Seriously, though. We're just gonna keep getting, like, damage up items that are gonna slow our tears down to the point that we'll never be able to actually shoot anything, because it's gonna take 10 million years for the friggin' tears to leave my face. Aww. Okay, that's good. I'm glad that you're at least able to kind of, like, start work whenever works for you. But also, boof. Messed up sleep schedules are not fun. And I'm sorry that that's happening right now. Please. Bad poops. You know what? I'm just glad that I can see what the items on this floor are now. My range is horrible. This is awful. Music, please. That's creep on the floor. Don't touch the creep on the floor. You actual fool. This is horrible. Everything is bad here. Everything is bad here! I need to actually pay attention to what's happening at any given time. Why would I do that, though? Wire hanger, please. Would love to be able to purchase that. Same with the blue heart. It helps to not run into the enemies, though. It's good descriptions. I'm here for this. Also, my lips are really chapped, and I need some chapstick. Oof. Alright. Making up your own deity. That's acceptable and fine. We're here for that. Some unnamed ancient god just out there doing their thing. Okay, get out of my way. These guys could stop spawning directly on top of me. I would love that. Okay. You know what? We're doing great, actually. See, we're doing fantastic! I don't know why anyone was concerned. Ah, fuck. God, is it making clothes for animals that ain't wearing clothes? Beautiful. Good. You know what? Here for that. Oh. Can I stop running into the fire? Again, even on my best day, I'm not particularly good at this, but oh boy, am I really bad when I'm sleepy. It's fine. Okay, we're at least starting off with better health than we have the last couple of runs. Again, I wish I knew what any of these items were. It's fine. We'll just go about our day and shoot some buddies. Please stop spawning directly on top of me. That is unfair and horrible. This is tragic. Bad flies, bad flies. Get out of here. Okay, alright. You know, having any sort of shot speed is fantastic. We appreciate actually being able to shoot tears in a timely fashion. Don't. Horrible creature. And And you know what? This is gonna be nice if we manage to get through this. Because our active item will be fully charged for the next floor. Let's go! What are you? Damage item up. I'm going to wait to purchase any of these other items because we need to open these. Quad shot! I'm unstoppable. This is perfect and fine, and everything is gonna be great from here on out, actually. Love quad shot. I love it when flies don't hurt me. Okay, let's do this. Yeah, glaucoma's fine. I wish I had these bombs on the last floor. That would have been cool. Consider. I'm gonna buy that because it's cheap. I'm gonna do this. Oh, sometimes those just lead to secret rooms. Well, I'm glad that I purchased some of the things that I want. Can we stop stabbing me, please? What is this? Quince! Not seen that item before. More tears! And shot speed! Beautiful. You love to see it. Okay, we can get another health item here, which is going to be very nice. Let's grab the key. We'll save that heart for when I need it, because I will need it. Okay. Do these just spawn out of enemies when I kill them? Like the first 4 enemies that I kill? That'd be kind of cool. Like, I'm here for that. Yikes. Fuck! Okay. You know what? This is okay and fine. I'm going to wait to activate that, because I only activated it the once. So let's go ahead and get our HP up. Let's blow up this little buddy. Sorry, pal. I would like to blow this up. Ooh. No, we want this. Once I get enough coins, we want that. Alright, buddy. Okay, pals. I'm doing, like, no damage here. Which is a bit of a problem. Fuck. Okay. That could have gone better, but it could have gone worse. Hi, Fruity. Was it good pizza? Slash, I'm glad you actually got the pizza. Welcome, friend. Stream's going good. I'm doing real bad. And, you know, it's fine. I do have quad shot, though. So that's exciting. I don't have any bombs to get any of these coins, though. This is tragic. Maybe everything's not great, actually. I'm glad it was good pizza, though. Oh, no, for sure. Only because I get that range? My heart got gunked. It's mostly the video game is being rude to me specifically and not giving me the things that I want. Yeah, I gunked my heart. Oopsies. Gunk heart. Whoa! Hi! Hey, if we could not shoot me like we're shooting me, I would appreciate that a lot, actually. Please. Okay, this is scary now. We are scared. We are scared. There is fear here. Yeah. Okay, well, you know what? We've done enough greed mode. Let's try this alt path nonsense again. With Azazel? Or with Samson? Or with Judas? We'll do Azazel. It is true. Edmund McMillan? Bad man. Bad man who doesn't want me to win at his video games. How could he? How could he do this to me, specifically? It's true. Okay, let's go over here. And see what else we can do. I just want to win. Just the once, please. We'll take that. Nah, mostly I just want to see what happens at the end of the alternate path. That's all. Can't do that if the game keeps killing me. It's a good use of the internet if it's just Wikipedia and cat pictures. Animal pictures? I'll expand it to animal pictures. I was so close yesterday. But you know what? I'm still not even mad about it. I'm a little sad about it, but I'm not even mad. Considering how far we got. And how bad the previous runs had been. It was a good run. I just want to do it. I just want to do the thing. No, Gemini, please, please. You can't do this. Horrible. Did I get the treasure room? I didn't. This is a problem. Go get your food, Arcade. I'm glad that I can provide some background noise for you while you did your work. We'll see you later, though, friend. We do know about Supermom now. This is true. We know about Supermom and Supermom's heart and how bad it all is, actually. I'm very determined to, like, actually make it happen. And I think being as close as we were yesterday to managing beating the alternate path, I'm just like, I can definitely do this. Even if I most definitely cannot do this. I want to do the good thing. I have the ability. Do I have the attention span for it right now, though, is the real question. No, fuck off, fly. Okay. You know, I'm not mad about that. That's a fine item. Thank you for the vote of confidence. Yeah, I'm just real determined to do it, and it's fun to stream. So that's what we're gonna do. Is stream this game that I'm bad at, because I like showing my friends my bad game. Did Crack the Sky get an update then? This makes me happy. All the coins. I wish I had picked that up before I grabbed all of the coinage, but that's fine. Fuck off! You know what? I do have, like, actual health now as well. I thought I only had the black hearts. Oh, it hits enemies on purpose now! That is pretty good. Wait, what is this? Boost one of your stats by depending on the color of the aura around you. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Well, that was unfortunate. Okay, but you know what? We do have... Okay, well, that could have gone better. Well, you know what? We're actually getting so much money that I'm not mad about what I have spent. Get away from me, worms! Worms! You're too small and you blend into the floor, you actual monsters! Okay, you know what? It's fine. This isn't horrible and awful or anything. It's fine, actually. I need them to be a distinct color. I need Azazel to be a little less wiggly. Is what I need. Some of that has to do with how I'm holding my controller. That's okay. Hello?
Inquisitor _Nem is raiding with a party of 4. Kaysh and the gang welcome you.
Raiders. How is days gone? How are you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, Emmy. Hello, Nem. Emmy.
Hi, Kaysh.
Kimmerl, do you know how to say my name? I know you've said my name before. Emmy, thank you for the 22 months. The tier 2 sub. Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate the raid, friend. I think most of you know who I am, but in case you don't, my name is Kayshurrr. You can call me Kaysh. I'm a queer horror and mystery game streamer. We're playing some Binding of Isaac today. Who are you?
Kayshurrr party, Kayshurrr Helen, Kayshurrr party.
Not the Kayshurrr Helen. Thank you for the 6 months, the 6-month sub at tier 1. I appreciate it. You would know if you were here on the weekends. It's Clock Tower Lady. Thank you, friends, for the subs and everything. Welcome in. We're playing some Binding of Isaac today. It's great and fun and fine and fun. Fun. I'm incredibly tired, so we're just kind of hanging out and just doing whatever. However, whatever. It was a joke, Emmy. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I'm sorry, Emmy. But yeah, I was gonna play more Dying Light today, but I decided that I was too tired for that, so instead, let me put myself through some misery with the Binding of Isaac while I work on doing alt path stuff. It's great and fine. Yeah, but no, you've been streaming for a while. If you need to take a break, feel free to do so. Same with anyone who's come in on the raid. If you need to take a break, go do that. It's important to me that you take care of your dang selves. I'll be here for a bit. I don't know how long I'm gonna stream. Just until I don't want to anymore. But yeah, it's good, fun, and fine here. Let's go. Little Horn, I need you to not, buddy. Okay, listen. We're gonna get you out of here. Sounds good. But thank you for the raid. No, I appreciate it. Excuse me, I have hiccups. Yeah. Alright. Little Horn, could you maybe blow yourself up a little bit? Consider doing me a solid. And just getting out of here. Fuck off! Why can't I aim? What is wrong with me? This is horrible. This is horrible. Everything is horrible here. Okay. Listen. Game, I can't do anything about any of that. That was scary. I just want to beat Supermom. That's all. Why is this too much to ask? That was horrifying, and I don't ever want to do that again. I did not like that. Tooth and Nail turn invincible every 6 seconds for 1 second. I see. Weird. I'm not so sure about this. Can we maybe not have the spider destroy everything for me? Never mind. Spider says, fuck you. We can try a Lazarus run. This is fine. Yeah, I don't like the flashing. The flashing kinda bad. Amnesia kinda bad. Everything kinda bad. This is fine. Okay. I'm thinking about things. It's a sleepy day for everybody, I'm telling ya. considering swapping games? Maybe looking at something else? Kinda wanna... Still debating on whether I want to do Slay the Princess today or on Friday. I've heard that, like, the demo is, like, incredibly long, which is the only reason I'm, like, considering holding off until Friday. But also... What if... Larry... Might also look at more Nuclear Throne, though. That game was wild and I liked it. Larry, can you stop moving back and forth and just stay right where I can shoot you? Because I don't want to move. Buddy, consider. Could do a little bit of Slay the Princess. And then do more of it on... Nah, it's ready. It's ready to go. Demo's out. Demo's been out for like a day or two at this point. Very excited about it. And it sounds like they're almost done doing the next chapter for Scarlet Hollow. Like, they still have, like, a bunch of stuff that they need to finish, but, like, are getting pretty close with it, which is also incredibly exciting. Yeah, maybe we'll slay a couple of princesses after this one. I'm very excited for the next chapter. I just need more Scarlet Hollow in my life. I just need more Scarlet Hollow in my life! Fuck off, heads! This is horrible! I need heads or big stone boys, not both. I'm gonna die. This is it. This is how I die. See, that was a clever move that I did where I made the game think that I was panicking. And so because I wasn't actually panicking, it ended up being fine and okay. And I didn't die. That's how that works, right? Bud, come on. Well. Fuck. Can we maybe get this guy out of here? Consider game. I need a key. I need many keys. Meat's rude. Honestly. Okay, sir. Spider-Man. Spider pals? Spider friends? Spider bud? We're gonna need you to go, okay? It's too many spiders here. Please. Key. I'm gonna need another key, though, for... Okay, but what if I end up getting Lump of Coal? I've kind of come to love Tiny Planet. I'm not gonna complain about it, because it's kind of funny. And look, this is a silly run anyway. Why would you put the bomb where I can't get it, game? Game! Not Ragman. Please. Horrible. terrible. It's fine, actually. It's planned the whole time. I need that key. Is that...
Range down.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, Ragman kind of just, you know, exploded. So that was cool. Please, grab the pill. Horrible. Bad. These are all bad pills. All pills are bad? Don't take random pills that you find on the floor. You don't need to do that. Don't do it. Fuck. Go away, ghost! My tears are tiny now and hit nothing. Horrible. Excuse me. Delicious floor pills. I love them. Give them to me. Get fucked, ghost! Why would you do this? Ghost! Horrible. Terrible. If I just have all of the tears in the world and then just run around, eventually things will die, right? Like that? Come here. I have a cat like that. Oh. Piss off. Bad spikes. Farley, rare cat. Big farts. He likes to go after anything that you drop on the ground, regardless of what it is. And it's like, Farley, if you eat that, you will die. Can you not? Hey, bud? He does what he wants. He's a horrible creature, and I love him. Okay, Tiny Planet, very good for those orbiting flies. Yeah, Farley, that's not your food. Don't eat the floor pills. They're bad. Farley, don't try and eat the onion that we dropped on the ground. What are you doing? Do I want to try and do the alt path? Kinda want to try. It's true. Farley thinks all the things are for him, not just the food. He's an absolute goober. That big boy. I love him. He's perfect. Silly as he is. Fuck! Alright. Y'all want to do some Slay the Princess? Let's do some Slay the Princess. Let's check out this demo dead quick. Hold on, let me update some stuff. I am unsure what the content warnings are, because it is fairly new. I know that there is flashing lights. Anything else? No, they did, great, no, Black Tabby is fantastic, and they do offer their own website for content warnings. That's fair. I don't plan on doing, like, all of the different routes, this time around, so do your thing. But thanks for stopping in, Emmy. Okay, there is content warnings. Content warnings are updated. And where is the Steam link? There it is. Boop. Okay. Everything is updated. We're ready to go. Let's do this. I love your dog. Perfect. Let me try and actually capture this game, maybe? Hey. Hey, do you want to work? Great. Oh, this is weird. Hold on, I'm gonna try and fix the resolution real quick. Can I get full screen? Can we consider full screen? Great. Still weird. Okay. Hopefully that should be fine. Alright, let's do this! Nicole, good night! Hello and welcome! Thank you for the follow. I super duper appreciate it. As you can see, we're playing the game that you voiced in. I recognize your name. Welcome. Let me turn the sounds down just a tiny little itty bitty bit. Because I do want the voices to pop over it. Does that sound good to everybody? Can you talk to animals? I mean, we'll find out. Thank you for doing that shout out, Allie. Are the Mayor Jimmies? Are we gonna expose all the Mayor Jimmies? It's a good question. Alright, let's do this! It's chapter 1, The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
I love the voice acting already.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Alright, let's see. Got some explore options. The end of the world? What are you talking about? Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's gonna end the world is because she's locked up? Killing a princess seems kind of bad though, doesn't it? Can't someone else do this? Forget it, I'm not doing this. Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending? That tracks. Oh, okay, thanks for telling me what to do. Sweet, I've always wanted to off a monarch. Viva la revolution. Walk towards the cabin, turn around, and leave. Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending?
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end.
I don't know about that.
I mean, maybe some people do, like
Me.
nihilists, or very, very evil people. Surely you're not one of those.
Is it still showing the wrong screen?
I-
Oh
Kaysh,
no!
still preference screen.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. Oh no. It's because window capture is being a butthole. So... Hold on a second. There? There. Okay. No, so it only started capturing it because I clicked out of the window, so I've had to change which screen gets captured. But it should be fine now, because everything's wiggling and it's good. It's fine, everything's fine. This is fine. Sorry I didn't notice a little sooner. Thank you for telling me, everyone. I'm a professional, I know what's happening. Okay, what was it? Some people, like nihilists, are very, very evil people, but surely I'm not one of those people. The end of the world, what are you talking
I'm
about?
talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to
Is
put
that a
an
problem?
end to her.
Is that a problem, though? How can a princess be... Princess locked away in a basement in the world. If you don't tell me why she's dangerous, I'm not gonna kill her. Do you have any evidence to back this up? Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up? Do you have any evidence to back this
You're already
up?
on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
Okay, alright, fair enough. Look, I'll go to the cabin and I'll talk to her, and if she's as bad as you say she is, then maybe I'll slay her, but I'm not giving up to anything until I've had a chance to meet her face to face. Okay, I'm sold, let's get this over with! Oh, okay, thanks for telling me what to do. Okay, I'm sold, let's get this over with!
As long as you remain focused on your goal, it should all be
Look, I don't need
smooth sailing.
much convincing to do a terrible crime.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
And as always, the art is perfect and lovely.
Warning, before you go any further.
It's true, Luna, those are
She
our
will
goals.
lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Voice of the hero, okay. Let's proceed into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Do we not bring our own weapon? I mean, I'll take the blade.
The blade is your implement.
Okay,
You'll need it if you want to do this right.
let's go. Take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Alright, let's enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is
Atmosphere.
an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her
Okay,
voice
buddy.
carries up the stairs.
You don't need to sell it any more than you already have.
Who's there?
It's commanding. Almost as though she's the one in charge down here. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Just checking in on you.
Oh. It's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
You
There
walk
she
downstairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
The answer is probably yes.
Focus on the task at hand.
Are you here to kill me or something?
What? No way, why would you even think that? Okay, yeah, you caught me. I'm here to slay you! Nuh-uh! I haven't decided yet. I'm just here to talk. Steal my nerves and step forward? Okay, yeah, you caught me. Here to slay
Well,
ya.
you shouldn't.
She's right, we shouldn't. We should just drop the blade. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
That's incredibly, presumptuous of us. Tighten her grip.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and
Oh,
tighten
she
your
looks
grip
so
on the
sad.
blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
Okay, but now I'm curious.
Do you hear the conviction in her voice? Do you see the razor sharpness in her gaze? I don't think she's bluffing.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
What if she isn't bluffing? What if she kills us? Are you sure she's not armed? Sorry, can we just talk? I'm not dropping the blade. Drop the blade or slay the princess. I mean, I'm kind of curious as to how she's gonna fuck us up. So, you know, we can always come back through and check out some of the other options, right? No, fuck it. Let's do this. Sorry, can we
You're
just talk?
so close. Don't give up. You've come this far. No, this is a good idea. Maybe we can de-escalate things.
Oh? Threatened now, are we? You poor thing. Drop the knife, and of course we can talk.
I'm not dropping the blade.
Then I'm not talking to you.
Fine, then I guess we're at an impasse. Squint at the princess while holding onto the blade. That is kind of what I was doing.
You
so,
stare
you know.
at the princess, squinting. She squints back. The two of you are going to do this forever, aren't you?
Squint at the princess even harder.
Squint even harder. So does she. At least nobody's dying right now. You're going to have to make a choice. You can't keep squinting forever. Eventually, someone is going to have to blink.
Okay, but then I can blink and then squint some more. Let's drop the blade.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands.
I want to do the slay
drops
thing,
to
but I
the
also
floor
just want to
with
see
an
what happens.
unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face. Unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So, this is a pretty awkward start to a relationship.
It's fine. A relationship? Are you coming on to me? No. How would I get you out of here? I'm here because you're going to end the world. There's people out there who think you're a threat to the world. What do you have to say about that? What's your name? How long have you been down here? Do you know why I'm here to kill you? What's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
Enemies to squinters to lovers!
You
My
can
favorite
address me
ship.
as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Note the lack of detail. You can't trust her.
You coming on to me?
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
No, that's true. I understand. Do you know why I'm here to kill you?
Do you?
You're apparently going to end the world. I know what I've been told. Whether or not I believe it is an entirely different matter. No, or remain silent. I know what I've been told.
So, you're not going to share? How pointless. If you want to talk, I'll talk, but this isn't talking.
How long have you been down here?
Too long.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
How would I get you out of here?
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here. And if there isn't, well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade.
Oh, dang!
She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right?
She's definitely suggesting cutting off her hand?
She is. I'm sure of it.
Okay, we've talked enough.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
Okay. Slay the princess. Examine the chains. I'm getting you out of here or keep her locked away. I'm gonna keep you locked away down here. At least for a bit, we can get to know each other better while I decide what to do. Well, we're gonna slay a princess.
Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through. A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw. It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured.
Yikes.
Holy shit, that hurts! Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing. Your blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit.
Right? I think I want to rescue her now. Just get her out of this basement. Let her end the world.
We can still turn this around.
Wait, why is my hand... Am I... I thought it was armor at first, but her hand looks like a claw? Gotta finish the job.
You and the princess stare at each other, both gasping for breath, equally exhausted. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can at least make sure that she won't make it out of here either. Excuse me? Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone's still standing right now.
Please, Luna!
Can you not feel all those ruptured organs bouncing around in there? If the princess doesn't do our friend in herself, internal bleeding is certain to finish the job. The two of you clash for the final time.
Oh, dang!
You feel your ribs break as she delivers a heavy blow, but you push through the pain, falling forward and sinking your blade deep into the princess's heart.
Oh.
Oh, indeed.
The two of you fall to the floor.
This was fun.
The princess gasps, her voice an unhealthy rasp as her lungs start to fill with blood.
Damn!
You put up more of a fight than I thought you would. But I have to wonder, do you really think this is the end?
There it is again. That razor-sharp look in her eyes and the terrifying conviction in her words. But you don't have the time to worry over such things. Everything goes black, and you die.
Rip. Wait, chapter 2?
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Are we just stuck in a loop until we, like...
You're here to slay her.
successfully do this?
If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay. I'm getting a terrible sense of deja vu. Wait, hasn't this already happened? Okay, no.
Oh, don't
Okay,
you start
no.
grandstanding about morals. The fate of the world is at risk right now, and the life of a mere princess shouldn't stop you from saving us all. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. There's nothing we can do to stop her. She's going to kill us again.
Voice of the Broken.
Is there another one of us in here? If you go to the cabin, you might as well just throw yourself at her feet and beg for mercy. You are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff that pathetic little voice to the back of your mind and stay focused on the task ahead.
Don't you worry, I'll gladly slay the princess. She's got it coming. Yeah, get it. I'm going to the cabin. Can I turn around and leave?
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Nope. Oh. Nope.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin.
And then it loops back and we...
That's
yep,
strange.
okay.
It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Turn around again and
You're really
leave.
keen on wasting
again.
everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
Right? Narrator is a true enemy. I don't care, I'm not killing your princess. Good, maybe everyone should die. It's what they get for dumping me in the woods and asking me to kill someone for them. You're not emotionally blackmailing me into doing this. Just quietly continue down the path.
Silence is deafening.
I don't need to engage with this.
But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came.
And we're back here.
Oh, would you look
Okay.
at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
Okay. There's no fighting this, is there? I have to go into the cabin, don't I? Fine. Or, oh yeah, well, I guess I start walking in a different direction. Again. In fact, I'm gonna just keep trekking through the wilderness until I find a way out of this place.
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will.
I just like annoying the narrator at this point. Team up with Princess Girl Boss to destroy narrator, trapping you into dramatic tragedy.
And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something
Hey!
strange starts to happen. At first, it's little flickers. out
I
of the
do
corner
love
of
that he
your
just
eyes.
sounds super annoyed with
Glimpses
me.
of familiar wooden structures through the leaves. But as you focus
What
on
the
your surroundings,
fuck?
you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light.
So when we say we have to kill a princess, he means we have to kill every princess. There's always a cabin and there's always a princess?
In every direction,
Holy
there
shit.
is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be.
Okay, but I don't want to be there.
What's going on? But you're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world.
Yeah, those are facts.
You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Chapter 2. Again? Stranger.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And
Also,
in the
what's-
basement of that cabin is a princess.
What's going on in the background? Why is the... Wait, has he put up walls so I can't go anywhere but to the cabin?
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I'm gonna lie. Yep, okay, definitely gonna slay the
You
princess.
know I can tell when you're lying, right? Please take this seriously. I am begging you.
Well...
I have
Yeah!
one last warning.
Yeah! He's put up a fucking wall!
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her.
She will lie.
Don't believe
She
a word
will
she
cheat.
says.
I need to have a word with this narrator, cause,
Maybe we should believe her.
voice of the contrarian.
Maybe she isn't a liar. Ignore them, they're just being difficult for the sake of it.
Rude.
The interior of the cabin is odd.
Right, true.
The air smelling faintly of plastic. The wood of the walls fitting together
Wait,
at
what?
uncomfortable angles. The only furniture is a plain wooden table, its legs all the wrong lengths, causing it to tilt towards the door. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Okay, so the cabin is different this
The
time.
blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I think of all the characters,
If
the
he wants us
narrator
to take
is...
it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust. Or better yet, grab it and throw it out the window. What good is a knife against a world-ending monstrosity anyways?
I mean, I don't want to agree with
I,
the
for one, would
contrarian,
rather have
but...
it. We don't really know what we're dealing with here.
Forget it. We're gonna save the princess.
I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess. How many times do I have to explain this incredibly simple and straightforward premise?
Are we a dragon? Are we a dragon and we're killing the princess because a knight will come and rescue the princess and do a murder on us? Is that what's happening here?
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old wooden staircase. The steps are warped and shoddily
Yeah, we got
constructed.
clawed hands and
The
they do
air
look
seeping
vaguely
up
like
from below is heavy,
reptilian.
oppressive, with an odd stink to it. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favour.
Honestly, though.
Her voice carries up the stairs, its multitonal lilt adding to the already uneasy atmosphere.
Hello. Is someone there?
That's
This
horrific.
Isn't what I expected her to sound like. What is she? I think we'd all like to know.
I should have brought the knife
You're
with
playing
me.
a dangerous game by coming down here unarmed.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, I
carefully
am.
make your way down the stairs. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. She locks eyes with you,
Oh,
one moving a little
no!
faster than the other. The loose skin of her face stretches into something resembling a smile.
I don't think I like the princess anymore.
Good lord. Something
Oh, God!
bulges, roiling under her skin as she starts to speak, her voice pouring out between her closed teeth.
I mean, I like the princess. Just not in the way that I did before.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I had a friend.
Rio, please. Yeah, I just hate to see a girl boss winning. As always, Abby Howard does a fucking phenomenal job with the art. And the voice actors, fantastic. Oh, wow. I need this game. I need the full game now, please. Hold on a second. I'm gonna look at something real fast. I have 4 of the 13 achievements, which is exciting. I think I'm gonna do some of the other endings off stream. Yeah, the demo is out and is free at the moment if people wanna check it out. Excuse me, and I think the full game is supposed to be coming out sometime next year? Game Link, please. You're supposed to work. There it is. So if people want to wishlist it, download the demo and check it out themselves, you can, following that link. As always, support indie devs and all that good stuff. I am very, very interested in this. What is the menu doing? Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna check out the other endings in my own time. Y'all can check out the demo yourself if you want it. I'm trying to think if there's, like... I don't know, I kind of, like... I want to stream more, but I am getting a little tired. So I think we'll probably call it here? Probably just call it here? I might also do some more of this on Friday. Yeah, maybe we'll do some more Slay the Princess on Friday. Because, like, I want to do more indie stuff, but I also just, like, I don't know. I don't have the time to fully look into finding a bunch of games to play at the moment. But this one seems fairly easy to revisit and check out. So I'll give y'all a couple of days to check out the demo yourself, and then we'll do more of it on Friday. I think that's the plan for right now. But yeah, sorry it's a shorter stream, but thanks for being here. Thanks for being understanding of the fact that I'm going to be doing weird streams at weird times, for the time being, while I try and figure out my living situation. Yeah, I love y'all. Should we find somebody to raid? Let's see, we've got 2 people online right now, but I want to see if there's anybody else playing this. Y'all want to go find somebody else playing Slay the Princess? Let's see. Here, this person sounds cool. Hannah Pengu? Yeah, let's go say hi to them. Oops. Alright. If one of my mods could pull up the raid messages, I would super duper appreciate that. Yeah. We're gonna go say hi to this other friend, named Hannah Pengu. It looks like they are a non-binary asexual streamer, so we're always here to support our queer buddies. Thank you, Fruity, for getting those out. If you're gonna raid with us, the first message is for everyone. It has global emotes on it. Second one has our channel emotes on it. Yeah, I will be back on Friday with more of this, I suppose, because this was cool and I liked it. Until then, take care of your dang selves, my friends. Have a good rest of your evening, and we'll see you later. Bye, friends.